Hello guys, welcome back to Birmingham Fan TV guys, and this is your Blackburn Rovers preview show. Guys, just before we get into the video, I do want to say a massive thank you to all my subscribers out there, and I hope you're all having a good festive period guys. And I was just wondering, if you aren't already subscribed, can you please hit that subscribe button? I am aiming for 600 subs by Christmas. Please make my Christmas and subscribe. I'm not begging it or anything, don't hate on me for it, but gotta set targets, haven't you? And can we smash that like button as well, please? The last video did quite well. Can we hit 50 likes on this preview? Enough of the nonsense from me. It was a tough game, last game, and it was a tough pill to swallow. I certainly didn't see it coming, if I'm honest. I don't think anybody saw that one coming at the weekend. Nobody, I think, it wasn't just the result as well. It was the manner of the performance. I don't think that we were anywhere near the levels that we've been all season. There's not many games that you can say, oh, we really had a bad game that game, QPR. And apart from that, I wouldn't say we really underperformed massively in any other game. This was an underperforming sort of performance, and yeah, we deserved to lose. We really did. There's a few things that we could highlight as to where the problems were lying. I thought they started massively in the centre of the park in midfield. Kiffton-Beld and surprisingly more so Gary Gardner. Neither player controlled the game like they can do and have done. We lost possession a lot of times. The passing was atrocious, and you know, that's where the problem stemmed. We weren't sharp enough out wide, we weren't creative enough, we weren't direct enough, and when we did get at them, final ball was really poor. And then talking of final ball, the forward two, Shea and Duke, I thought were really isolated. And even when they did get their opportunities, yes, we should have had at least 2 penalties. So yes, we were a little bit hard done by. But you know, there's things that we need to improve on, and the forwards weren't good enough. No one was really good enough. I thought, apart from Pedersen, who actually had a decent game, I don't think anybody really performed well. However, it's a one-off. We'll put it down as a blip because this squad has been fantastic all season. And I fully expect them to bounce back this weekend. Newly promoted Blackburn. These have been the surprise package of the season so far. There's always one that get promoted and do quite well. And all the promoted clubs actually have done quite well this season. But Blackburn, obviously the surprise pick of the bunch and the better of the lot. And this is going to be one of, if not the toughest away games that we've played so far this season. And that, you know, people say, oh, you know, Leeds, what about Leeds, what about Villa? Yeah, they were tough. And they are tough games, but they're going to keep getting tougher. The more that teams get into the season, the more that teams get into their rhythm, especially with their home forms, it's going to get tougher to beat. And Blackburn have, I think, won 5, drawn 4 and lost 1 at home this season. So they've got a fantastic record, similar to our home record, very hard to beat at home. And yeah, it's going to be one of them games I would be happy to take a point from. Most away games this season I'm going to be happy to take a point from, because, you know, on a form basis, if you won all your home games and you drew all your away games, it's sort of playoff form. So that's the kind of basis I tend to look at on. But you can get, you know, we're not going to win all of our home games and we're not going to draw all our away games. There's going to be wins and losses thrown in there. So you've got to be pragmatic about these things. So looking at our recent form at Blackburn and at Ewood Park specifically, it's never really been a happy hunting ground for us. So statistics head to head, and at Ewood Park, it's 1 win in our last 26 games at Ewood Park. Stretching back, obviously we had that win under Lee Clark in the 13-14 season. But then it's a run stretching back to 1968. So the omens don't bode well for us really. Statistics are just something to gauge off. Looking at Blackburn's last 3 games, every team that we seem to play seems to come into it with this 1 win, 1 draw, 1 defeat sort of rhythm to their form. And Blackburn are no different. 3-1 away defeat to Wigan was disappointing for them, you would say, losing by that margin at Wigan. But then they beat Sheffield Wednesday 4-2 at home, and then their most recent game was a 1-1 draw away to Middlesbrough. Now that's a really good result. To beat Sheffield Wednesday 4-2 at home, similar sort of score to us. Proves that they can score goals at home. And they've scored in each one of their last 3 games, but also conceded in each of their last 3 games. So again, similar to Bristol City, leaky at the back, but have goals in them. Blackburn's team, plenty of good players in there, but the forward 2 especially are picking up the headlines recently. So, you know, again, as we always do, we'll go off the basis of their last game. Just look at the squad that they pulled out and pick a few of their key players out, you know, to watch for on Saturday. So in goal they had Raya Martin, a back 4 of Nayam, Downing, Mulgrew and Williams at the back. Obviously Charlie Mulgrew, who Blues were linked with a few seasons ago from Blackburn. And then midfield 2 of Corey Evans and Richie Smallwood. And then again, most teams play with this 4-2-3-1, 4-5-1 system. So a forward 3 of Bradley Dack, Harrison Reed and Craig Conway. Plenty of ability again in that forward 3, and then up top was Danny Graham, who most people will know. And obviously, sort of, they play with this sort of 4-2-3-1, 4-5-1, 4-4-2 with Bradley Dack sort of dropping as a second striker to Danny Graham, and it's those two that have been getting all the plaudits recently. With full credit, Danny Graham, proven goal scorer at this level, did it partially at Swansea in the Premier League, but has always been a good goal scorer at this level. And Bradley Dack, who lit League One alight last season and has just carried on his form recently, has always been a good player, has always been touted as a good player. And the more I watch him, the more he impresses me with his technical ability and his eye for goal from midfield. I think it's exactly the player that we lack from midfield, but you know, the Bradley Dacks of this league now are going to be going for 10 plus million, so yeah. And obviously Charlie Mulgrew, who I think is a fantastic centre-half, and Harrison Reed as well. Can't remember if they've signed him on a permanent or if he's on loan from Southampton, but a very, very, very good player. So Blackburn, you know, they had if anything, a too good team for League One last season. They've got a very good Championship team, tough place to go. So yeah, this is going to be a game where I would say we need to be careful. We need to be careful not to let a rut develop. Let's stop it now, take a point, build for Wigan next week. Looking at the Blues team and gauging from Gary Monk's press conference earlier today, how Blues are gonna line up. A few injury worries. Michael Morrison obviously limped out with a hamstring injury last week against Bristol City. He's definitely out. However, it's good news and won't be as long as first feared. It's looking between 10 days and 3 weeks, which is good for a hamstring injury. So he may only miss this game, but I would say he probably won't make it for Wigan either. So Mark Roberts will come in, 100%, no doubt about it, and that's fine with me. I like Mark Roberts. I think he's a good centre-half. I think last season his confidence was battered, and that's why you didn't see the true side of Mark Roberts. But if he's on form, he's playing well. I think he had a few good games last season, and he's had one or two this season. So, yeah. So looking at the lineup, we got Camp in goal, back 4 of Collan, Roberts, Dean, who I would expect to pick up the captaincy on Saturday. Him or Kifton Bell, but I would expect Harley Dean to pick that one up. And Christian Pedersen at left back. Now the midfield again is the debate. Obviously you've got your Magoma's going to be in there, Kifton Bell, Gardner. Now on that right hand side it's that toss up between Hotter or Mahoney. Now judging from Hotter's comments in the pre-match today, and he was asked whether he would be fit, he said we will play it by ear. We're going to leave it late up until the last minute to see if he will be fit. He's been training all week with the team, didn't feel up to it last week, and didn't want to aggravate it, so they're going to see this week. Now, I gauge from that, personally, that he won't be fit. I personally believe that he won't make it, otherwise he'd have said, yeah, I'm ready, I'm fine, I'm going, let's go. So I think he's going to stick with Mahoney. Even if Hotter does make it, I don't think he'd start, he would be on the bench. So for argument's sake, I will go Mahoney on the right, who is a good player. I think Conor Mahoney's got a lot in his locker. Hasn't quite shown it recently. His set pieces have been phenomenal, but apart from that, really needs to work on his final ball and taking his man on. He seems to lose the ball a lot. And then up top, obviously, the continuing duo of Adams and Jukovic, who I'm hoping will be back amongst the goals this week. Very isolated last week, very unlike the pair of them. But again, I would put that down to a blip, not a true standing of this season. And yeah, we will see from there. So, score predictions. I think it's time to wrap this one up with a score prediction. I'm going to go with a 1-1. Both teams leaking a little bit at the minute. Both teams have a goal in them. Can't see this one being a mad scoring affair. I think, you know, we'd be lucky, not lucky, but we'd do well to get a point at Blackburn. Goal scorer, I think Lukas Jukovic scored on our last visit there with the 1-1 draw. So I can see Lukas Jukovic continuing his form at Ewood Park. But guys, that is all for this Blackburn preview. I hope you did enjoy it. Don't forget to leave a like on the video. Don't forget to leave me a comment. Last week's performance was a poor one, but again, let me know. I've been reading all the comments this week. Sorry, I haven't been able to get back to them all. I have read them all, but I've just finished university this week, so I will be able to get back to comments as of now. So leave me a comment what you think the lineup's going to be, what you think the score's going to be. Any score predictions that are correct, you will get a shout out in the next video, guys. So make sure you get those score predictions in for us. And guys, if you're not already subscribed, don't forget to subscribe and hit the notification bell down below so you don't miss any of the latest content, guys. But if not, I will see you at Blackburn. If you are there, don't forget to hop on the vlog. I will be vlogging again. And guys, have a fantastic rest of the week and keep right on.